guys, welcome back. We're going to do another awesome story today. Now, if you are following the Rock Hill Spirit Week, today is Fort Friday. So I try to make a little fort here, and I'm going to read you a story from my fort. And whether or not you build a fort or not, you should read a really awesome story today too. So the story I'm going to share is a cool adventure story. It's called How to Dig a Hole to the Other Side of the World. It's by Faith McNulty, and the illustrator is Mark Simont. Now, do you think you could really dig a hole to the other side of the world? We can't. You can't dig a hole to the other side of the world. So that part is fiction. But the really cool thing about this adventure is that you are learning about how the earth is as we read, even though there's a fiction part to it. So let's get started. Find a soft place. Take a shovel and start to dig a hole. The dirt you dig up is called loam. Loam, or topsoil, is made up of tiny bits of rock mixed with many other things, such as plants and worms that died. When you have dug through the topsoil, you will come to clay or gravel or sand. The digging will be harder. When the hole is 5 or 6 feet deep, you better ask a friend for help. He can pull up the clay or gravel in a bucket while you stay at the bottom of the hole and keep on digging. There's the start of your hole. Right now he's digging through the dirt. Sooner or later, you will come to rocks, all sorts of rocks, big rocks, little rocks, granite, limestone, sandstone. If you started your hole in Africa, you might find diamonds. In Brazil, you might find emeralds. In other places, you might find coal or gold or silver. Wherever you dig, watch for old bones and shells. The bones of many animals, dinosaurs, giant tigers, turtles, and other creatures of long ago are buried everywhere. If you find some, dust them off carefully and save them. Look at that. What do you think this is the bones of? I would save that big turtle there. When you have dug about 50 feet down, maybe more, maybe less, you will come to solid rock. This is the rocky skin of the earth called the crust. It is mostly granite. To dig through it, you will need a drilling machine. Start drilling. You may hit water. Rain sinks through the topsoil. It gathers in pools and underground rivers. See the water in there? If you come to water, you should put on a diving suit. You may come to a lake of black, gooey oil. If you hit oil, it would be best to give up this hole and start another hole somewhere else. There he goes. See those little handprints? He had to start again there in a different place. Keep drilling. When you have drilled down a mile or so, the rock will be warm. This is because heat flows up to the rock from the center of the earth. You may hit boiling water or steam. That's because rainwater drips down through the cracks on that very hot rock. Sometimes it comes up again. In some places on Earth, hot water bubbles up in springs or shoots up in geysers. Because of the boiling water and steam, you will need a diving suit. Stay out of the way of geysers. Ooh, what do you think this yellow stuff in here is? We're getting down very far there, aren't we? geyser. If you get caught in a geyser, it might carry you to the surface and shoot you into the air. When you came down, you would have to start digging all over again. Keep drilling for 10 or 20 miles. You will come to a kind of rock called basalt. Basalt is black and hard, and smooth and heavy. There's a layer of basalt 2 or 3 miles thick wrapped around the earth. Keep drilling. As you go deeper, the basalt will get hotter and hotter. It will get so hot, it will melt and glow red. Melted basalt is called magma. Whoa. This is the stuff that sometimes shoots out of cracks in the earth. It makes volcanoes. When it cools on top of the ground, it's called lava. Volcanoes are very dangerous. Be careful. Don't get caught in one. That's a cool picture of a volcano. To go through the red-hot magma, you will need a jet-propelled submarine. It must have a supercooling system, a fireproof skin, and a drill at the tip of its nose. Your new spaceship must be very strong. An ordinary one would be squashed by the weight of the magma around it, or burnt up by the heat. Down here, below the crust of the earth, it is hotter than any fire you've ever felt. And it will get hotter and hotter the deeper you go. When you've gone down about 150 miles, you are in what's called the mantle of the earth. The mantle is made of basalt that is melted into goo, but at the same time harder than steel. It is melted by the great heat, and it is hard because of the great weight pressing down from above. So here's a picture of what they think your drilling machine should look like. They call it the No Spaceship drilling machine. Could you really make a drilling machine and go through the earth? We don't know how to. Everything we could make would get burnt or would get crushed because it's so hot and so much pressure down there. So this part is fiction. Keep drilling. You still have a long way to go. The mantle is 1,700 miles thick. As you go down and down and down in your fireproof submarine, you will notice the color of the mantle turns from red to orange to yellow. This is because it's getting hotter and hotter. At the bottom of the mantle, the temperature is more than 3,000 degrees Celsius. It is so hot, if your ship caught fire, it wouldn't even leave an ash. At the bottom of the mantle, you are more than halfway to the center of the earth. I bet you thought he was there. Look, here's the mantle. There he is. He has all this place to go yet. Now you must go through what is called the outer core of the earth. It's a mixture of melted rock and iron. It is 1,300 miles thick. It will be hard going. But if you've come this far, you should keep on. You're getting very close to the center of the earth. After the outer core comes the inner core. The inner core of the earth is a ball of solid iron. It is so hot, it glows with a white light. Go 860 miles straight down, and you're at the center of the earth. The center of the earth. It's a place where east meets west and north meets south and up meets down. At the center of the earth, nothing's under you. Every direction is up. Your feet are pointing up, and your head is pointing up at the same time. Because there's nothing under you, you weigh nothing. You will float inside your nose spaceship. The weight of the whole world will press down on your ship. Do not stay long. Go straight ahead and begin the long trip back. Go 860 miles through the inner core. That's the hard one, like iron. Go 1,300 miles through the outer core. Drill up through the mantle and through the magma and through the crust and through the rocks and through the sand and clay. And at last, you will come back to the surface. You will be about 8,000 miles from where you started to dig, on the opposite side of the world. If you started in the United States, you will come up at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. It will be nice and cool, but full of sharks. Stay in your submarine and steer it to the top. There you can open the hatch and you will see the sky and the sun, or perhaps it will be night and you'll see the moon and the stars. If you have a sail, hoist it and start sailing home, or else paddle. When you get home, you can tell everyone you have dug the deepest hole in the world, and you are very, very glad to be back on top of the earth. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that really cool adventure story, and I hope that you're reading some books, whether or not you build a fort. Find a really awesome adventure book and go ahead and read it tonight. I'll see you later. Bye.